So,
Hey, Shannon.
hey, so um, I found something that I wanted to share with you and see what you thought. It's right here. It was right before we got on, actually. So what I did come across is it says, you will find that it is necessary to let things go simply for the reason that they are heavy.
Okay. So you're speaking of the twin flame stuff.
No, this is just a quote
Just a quote.
that you will find that it is necessary to let things go simply for the reason that they are heavy.
So tell me what you think about that.
Well, what are you what are you letting go of? Emotions are constantly arising. So when you're trying to focus on one, another one is arising right behind it. So what are you fixing? What are you trying to let go of?
You know, I think that like on the spiritual path, oh my God, my phone is doing its sideways thing again. So on the spiritual path or on the twin flame path, you're always trying to get somewhere that you're currently not, right? Like, oh, my twin is going to be in union with me. We are going to have an
Mhm.
ending. Spiritually, I am going to never suffer again. I'm never going to feel this emotion again.
Yeah.
And then, you get hit with non duality, right? And it is what it is. Everything is what it is. And you
Yep.
can't get out of it. You can't get out of an
What's
emotion.
appearing to happen?
Yeah. And if it's an emotion
Mhm.
that's heavy, like you said right now, this quote is saying, let go if it's heavy.
It's heavy.
It it is, it's heavy, right? So the whole path of spirituality and twin flames is always just trying to get out of whatever you're feeling. And then non-duality comes in and you're just like, which non-duality doesn't even exist, but it's just normal life. It's just life for what it is, and there's no escaping it. And that's what I got out of this quote you read. And
Well, I feel like people will use any type of tool to release whatever is coming up, right? As far as like meditation goes, as far as like using a substance, praying it out, whatever. It's all just tools. And yeah, it may work for that moment, but then another emotion will arise shortly after that. So it's like a dog chasing its tail or that dangling carrot, right? You're not getting out of anything because energy is always changing constantly. So it's like, what are you healing? What are you praying away when it's there one moment and then it dissolves the next? And then it's there one moment and then it dissolves the next. And it may come back, but not the same way. And not the same exact way. And you're finding yourself having to meditate it away, pray it out, smoke it away, use a substance, get high, medication. But the end of the day, you're really just wasting your time because what are you fixing? How are you fixing something that's there one moment and then it's not the next?
so the spiritual path and the twin flame path and the human life, right? The human way that
Yeah,
humans do, the psychological self,
life in
let's say.
general.
Yeah, life in general is always having hope for
Mm-hmm.
a better future. And it can't just be this, it has to be better. This happened because of this, the time and space. There's a linear situation and there's hope for something better. But
Yeah.
in reality, it can go to shit any day and it can be blossoming like flowers
The
any
next.
day as well. Yeah. So, I mean, you
Uh-huh.
can, there is no, we don't
Getting out
have,
of something.
yeah, there is no control. There is
No.
no there is no hope for something better, it sounds so depressing, right? It sounds like, hey man, it is what it is. But
Right.
that's what happens at the end of the spiritual path when you I don't know, I call it falling into non-duality. It's like
Hmm.
I walked into non-duality out of nowhere, and it was just like, wait, there is no hope for a better future. There is no hope of me never to suffer. There is no hope of me ever being with a twin flame. There is no more of that. It's what is on a second by second
Hmm.
basis. And it could be super scary for someone, right? That has
Hmm.
had all these hopes and dreams that spiritually they're going to come out as like an angel and levitate. And I don't
Right.
know, the angels are going to come down and bless them. It's all a story. It's
Yeah, and they and
all
they and you find like a lot of them will attach whatever's appearing to happen to them to the twin flame or spirituality, whatever. We don't know why those things are happening, and we don't know what it is. It's just appearing, and a person wants to build a narrative around it, a story, right? And it becomes this big drawn out thing. But at the end of the day, no one knows what the fuck that is or why it's happening. Or, I mean, there's no telling. There's no telling, and
But I mean, when I was on this spiritual path, I did believe all of that, and we're
mhm,
not making this video or this conversation to say that we didn't, right?
right.
It's just what we're saying is that we did, and now we're out of it,
Hmm.
and it was just a story, even though when you're in the story,
It's real.
it's freaking real. And it is you're like, oh my god, my twin did that. And
Right.
spiritually I'm glowing, and they're developing
Right.
too, and I can feel their chakras. And and you really do, right? Like,
Hmm.
you have dreams. You have all these things that really do appear in the story, but when you're out, when you're done, or I don't know what you want to call it, when you've come to the non-duality, it's just like, it was just what it was. It didn't mean what I thought it
Anything.
meant. Yeah.
Well, be like I said, they attach everything that's appearing, it has to be attached to something. Oh, that happened because of this and that. No, it just happened. And we don't even know if it happened because that's another label within itself. But I'm not going to be uncompromising. I'm just saying that, like, when the person has this deep connection with someone, automatically it has to be labeled something like twin flame. And when all those things appear to happen, as far as like the magnetic pull, whatever you want to call that, the numbers, the signs, the
The tele
synchronicities,
the
right?
telepathic connection.
Right?
We both been through
Yeah,
it all.
telepathy, right? But we don't know if that's what that is. We don't know if it's called telepathy. We don't know if it's called synchronicities. We don't know what the fuck that is. It's just appearing to happen. But, in the story, we want to build this drawn out story, right? And labeling everything as it is, and that's when it becomes this vicious cycle,
Yeah. Like
and
like every human has a
trying to
story.
find your thing that you sent me. So don't think I'm not listening to you. I'm looking through our
Oh
messages.
no, no. So every human has a story. As a human, we have stories. Spiritually, when you're in the spiritual world, you have a story.
Right?
And it just, it's not really a story at the end of the day. It's just what's happening. And that story, when you meet your twin flame, is super heavy. It's super, super deep and heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, I mean, if someone is listening to us right now that's a twin flame, they're like, what are they talking about? No way. This is for sure. I'm going to be with my twin flame and they want me and they're just runner. And I was right there with you. I told my twin flame that. I told him, oh, you're running from love or whatever. And it was, I'm not with my twin flame. My twin flame never came back. And I never want to be with my twin flame now that I've come to nothing and out of the illusion. But if you would have told me that years ago, I would have been like, you know what? You're a sad case. You don't know what you're talking about, or what.
Right.
I would be like, you're negative. You have bad energy. No, it's not that. It's
Well, we
it.
become brainwashed. What it is like, okay, with me, my story was when I met this person and all this shit started to happen that was so like magnetic and just amazing and just, just magical, and when we decided to part ways and I started to seek out information on why I couldn't shake this person and why all this stuff was happening. My friend told me it's a twin flame thing and you need to go Google it. Well, the moment I Googled it,
It's
literally
over.
I became what it's like you become hypnotized
Yeah.
and you become obsessed and you can't stop reading up on it. Like literally, I was up till 3 and 4 in the morning reading on this shit. My friend would come down the stairs that lives with me and like, Jesus Christ, you haven't slept yet? It's fucking 4 in the goddamn morning. What are you doing?
It's like an
I literally,
obsession.
huh?
It's like an obsession.
Yeah, I literally couldn't even hear him when he was saying that to me. I was so like, oh, and I couldn't stop reading. It was
Wow.
unreal. It was like I was under this spell.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what that is, right? But at the time in the story, I felt like I was under like this hole, like I couldn't stop. And that's when all the obsession, the stalking started to happen. I don't know who wrote that fucking shit, man. I have no idea who wrote the book, who wrote it in Google, but it was somebody's experience that I was going off of because I resonated with it and believed that it was true. And that's what happens with people. Either they talk to other people about it or they read up on it and they go off of what that person is saying, and it becomes a religion because they start believing in what is being said about this whole fucking twin flame thing. Or spirituality, the same thing. Like a lot of twin
Same thing.
flamers will connect spirituality to twin flames, and one has nothing to do with the other, but
But
they
for
do.
for me, like they happen the same time.
Yeah, but
Like,
it may have happened at the same time, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it had anything to do with that. You know what I'm saying? We don't know
yeah,
why any of those things are happening, but we
yeah.
attach it to the twin flame or attach it to spirituality or religion, and that's what we believe, and we fly with it.
And that's why the story gets so heavy, because religion and spirituality are really, really deep subjects, right? People really believe in these things. So when you're attaching your twin flame to it, it's like, oh my God, it's the love that God is giving me, right? And
Giving you,
it's like,
yeah,
that is like super strong belief. It's not just a normal belief, like, oh, I believe that this table's white or whatever. Like, it's love, it's God, it's the story is like, in it's fireworks story.
right.
And people dream of this love, they dream of God, they dream of being saved, they dream of not suffering. And the story takes over
Oh
and
yeah,
brainwashes you to the point where but when I was in it, I never felt I was brainwashed. When I was in it,
brainwashed.
I really believed, I swear to you, I was listening to, I keep falling. I was listening to all the twin flame
Yeah,
videos, and oh my God, I'm a twin flame. I'm special.
yes, and nobody
I'm a
else is.
chosen one.
Yes, you're the chosen one.
Yeah.
Nobody else is. Everyone else is crazy but you because they don't believe you, and that
Yeah.
they're the ones that are programmed, and they're the ones that are under a spell and not you. Like they're the ones that are, you know what I'm saying? When the whole time,
Yeah.
you, I, everyone else that believed in that shit was the ones that were programmed and brainwashed to believe.
Yeah. And you,
It's just so,
yeah, that you, I used to be like, everyone else is crazy. They have bad
yeah,
energy.
yep.
I'm the special one. So the illusion makes you think you're special, makes you think you're a chosen one, makes you think you have a twin flame, makes you think you're going to levitate, makes you
Mm-hmm.
think that you're going to,
Levitate.
you know what I'm saying? Like freaking some,
Oh, oh.
yeah, like some shit. your chakras and all this shit. I mean, it is a huge story to, it's crazy. I totally believed it. I was totally in it. And when I
Mhm.
came out of it, I felt like a dumbass. I felt like so stupid.
I felt the only way I could attract my twin flame back into my life was to be in this high energy. That, and if I was in that low vibe, that I was pushing, I was, causing more of the separation. But if I was in this high vibe, it was going to bring us to get together. Just listen to that. Like that sounds crazy. Like the twin flame is no different than any other fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry that you've ever came across. It's just that the connection was a little different than what you're used to. But that doesn't mean it's special.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
special. There's no special there because some of these motherfuckers are abusive. They mentally fuck with your head. So, and the running and in and out, in and out. What the fuck is that? Like, why would we ever put up with that? Well, why? Because it's special and all these magical things happen. Like, literally, a person loses themselves with that shit, man. They lose who they fucking are at the end of the day.
My twin flame would tell me that, he loved me, but he
Yeah.
also didn't want to be with me. And I wouldn't believe that he didn't want. It's like my fantasy, my story was so strong
Yeah.
that I never actually believe, and this, like, I'm being humble about this right now and speaking about it, but he ran away because he wanted to run away. He's not a runner. He didn't want to be with me. Like,
Right.
be straight up. No, with the twin flame, when I was, in the spiritual world, I was like, no, he's gonna come back. We're gonna
Because
have
you got healing
union
to do.
because he has healing to do. I healed. He healed. Who? What the hell's even healing mean? And we're not together. And I don't want to be with him. And he obviously doesn't want to be with me. He's not here. But the hope of that being something was the whole time, because this big story on the internet, the twin flame story.
Yeah.
And if someone heard us right now, oh, they're not real twin flames.
Right.
That's how sick
Because
the
how
story is.
because they're
They're
programmed.
not real twin flames, and that's what I would say when if I was watching this. I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, they have no idea. They're not real twin flames. You
Yeah.
can never let go of your twin because you're one soul. We're
Yeah.
not even a soul.
Oh Lord, that one
We're
right there.
we're one soul, but we're not even a soul, guys. Even the soul is an illusion. So that's how fucked up this whole thing is.
Right?
It's bad. It's
Did you tell people? I used to tell people that we were one souls and we were split in half.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like literally, now when I think about it, I'm like, those people really thought I was probably nuts. Because they would literally look at me at work. I would be talking about this shit, and they would be like, uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
Gotcha. They would just kind of like, girl,
I
what the hell are you talking about?
the one thing I regret the most is ever saying to anyone about my twin flame, because now, I mean, now I laugh at myself, and now I'm like, what the hell was I talking about?
I know.
But okay, so here's the thing: a lot of people might not go into non-duality and experience this. So I don't know what to say to that, because I mean, if you're feeling like you have a twin flame and all that, that's just do you. But at the end of the day, it's just a story. It's just a
Yeah.
fabricated love story. It didn't feel
Blown
like
out of
that when I was in it.
proportion. It doesn't feel like it because I'm telling you, like, the shit is whatever's appearing to happen, it grabs you and pulls you in because you're seeing all the numbers, you're seeing all this, like their name everywhere, you're hearing their name and all that shit. And yeah, apparently it's happening in the story, but we don't know why any of those things are happening. It's just happening. And when the person starts to create this big ass narrative around it, is when it becomes very drawn out, and they're living in this cycle, and they're still looking and reaching and seeking and waiting and like, where is he or where is she? How come they haven't come? I've done all this healing. I've aligned all my chakras. I've got them cleared. I went and seen my Reiki healer and my shaman. Where the hell is he? Or where the hell is she? because none of that stuff has anything to do with the twin flame or whatever you want to call it. None of it has anything to do with it. It's just, yeah. And I tried to look up
Because
that thing that you pulled up. You sent it to me on Instagram. It was about some spiritual stuff. But you sent it to me, but it says unavailable. And I don't know if you screenshotted it or not, but I did try to look it up because I thought it would have been
okay,
a good thing to
can
talk
you
about.
can you still see me?
I can see you. But if you were to put
Okay.
yourself on pause, you could bring yourself back, right?
No, I'm just gonna look see if I'm looking on our post. Yeah, the message is unavailable.
It's
It's
gone.
weird.
You didn't screenshot it at all? No.
No, I just ended up sending it to you, but I
Because
see
that was a good
another
one.
one. I see another one.
Which
You want me to
one?
read it?
Yeah. Oh Lord.
Okay. Detach, not cut cords. I read many times that the leading flame wishes to cut cords with the sleeping flame. It is impossible. Twin flames are corded with the silver cord. Therefore, you cannot cut the cord with your twin flame at all. It is divine destiny that the two of you must be together, detaching what the leading flame needs to do. So you need to detach in the highest form of love when you let our matrix twin go and still love him with the same love as you were with us. Oh my God. Okay. So that was one of my, I screenshotted with you. So cord cutting. Did you ever cut cords when you were a twin? When we were in
I
the
didn't
illusion
believe
of
it was possible because I felt because we were one soul that it was impossible to cut cords. So I didn't believe in that part of the twin
yeah,
flame thing because I felt like we were, there was no way because it was one spirit.
yeah.
God, that's
So
bizarre.
when, so the last time my twin left, this is 5 years deep at this point. He'd come in and come out, come in. And the last time he left, I was like, what is this? What is this? And I saw this cord, from
Oh
my
hell.
umbilical cord to his. And I left him a voice recording telling him, listen, I have cut everybody out of my life, but I can't cut you. And I told him about the telepathic, and I would be in his eyes. And I told him about, and I regret, oh my God, I'm like so super embarrassed about all of that. But like you really believe that there's a cord. There's no cord right now. I don't a cord is an illusion. A soul is an illusion. The story is illusion, the spirituality is everything here is an illusion. The table's an illusion, the
Yeah.
wall's an illusion. This is all nothing, right? No thing behind everything.
Yeah.
And that's non-duality. But it's insane when you're in it and you feel like I just can't. I have to just love him from afar. But you know what?
Yeah.
I I honestly wish I would have woke up sooner because I was loving like a fantasy of him. I really
Mhm.
don't like my twin. Even though I
Yeah.
had special moments, I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
I had like a lot of special moments with him, spiritual moments, but it was just like a story ride. It was I don't know how to describe it, but
You
it
love
was
the
a story.
idea. The idea of him is what it was. You love the idea. Like I believe I think mine was just I believed that one day we were going to be together. So, and there was a time where I wasn't even trying to date anybody else because I felt like we were destined. I literally like
I was
people will wait.
celibate. I did the
Yeah,
whole thing.
that too. That too. I mean, you already know that situation, but there are people that will wait around for 11, 20 years for this person to come and it's because they really believe in this whole fairy tale. And that's exactly what it is. It's a fucking fairy tale. But the ones that are brainwashed won't see this until it's meant to be seen. Right?
Yeah. When I had to be ready. So I didn't see this, right? Me and you, what we're talking about right now
Mm-hmm.
is very fresh on the internet. It's a
No one talks
non-duality for
about it.
twin flames.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about it. So me and you, we've just started watching non-duality. And
Yeah.
that's, and I had to let go of my twin. It was devastating to
Yeah.
to it was devastating to let that story go, but um I I had no choice, and that's why non-duality is pretty hard. I mean, you let go of a lot of, but not a lot of everything. You let go of, this is not a table.
You
This is
wake
not a
up.
table. You wake up. This is
You
not a
wake up.
pen.
You become woke. Like you actually see that everything that you thought was true was nothing. It was nothing. It was just
Nothing.
it was something that was
A
we were
story,
taught. We were
a
taught.
label.
Yeah, we were taught that it was true, but it's not. And we don't even know what true is. You know what I mean? We don't know what anything is, but yet we think we know. In the
Yeah.
story, it's very believable. You know, I did come across something here, and it says, "How painful, sad, disastrous, and ironic can it be after all the triggers, purging, and pain? You do not end up with your twin flame to enjoy the fruits of your hard work." Like literally, they they literally go through a whole process because they feel like there's something they need. Listen to that shit. The person feels like they have to work on themselves in order to attract a man or a woman in their life.
Yeah.
Like they have to change who they are as a person in order to
So
attract
so
someone.
me and you've talked about this before, and I think it's a good um idea to bring this up while you're talking. And we both have said all the fucking twin flame has ever done is give us our worth, right?
Right?
At the
Value. Yeah.
end of, yeah, at the end of the day, we thought we had worthiness. We released these triggers, and I'm going to do all this to get somebody, right? To
Yeah.
be with somebody. And then you come out of it with your worth and knowing your worth. And it is, I don't need to do shit to attract someone to love me. I don't need to lift a finger. I don't need to put makeup on. I don't need to change my body. I don't need to lose weight. I don't
Right?
need to, I don't, before it was, oh my God, I need to heal my wounds. So he heals his wound. That's not the way it really, that's a story. That's a
Yep.
story. So now me and you are sitting in our worth, right? Like, because no
Yeah.
thing is worthy, right? No,
Right.
nothing is already worthy, right? So that's what we are. That's what everybody is, but they have a story of something else. I don't know if I
Mhm.
sound confusing, but I think that the worthy part is something that
Yeah.
we both experienced after our journeys, you know?
Right. No, I feel like they believe that if they heal, that it's going to heal that person. And what? No, how is you healing going to heal another person? There's no way. But in the story, they believe that they're by them healing, they're healing someone else because they're one fucking soul.
So I
No,
used to, I
dream,
love
fucking dream.
I left messages to my twin saying, I'm healing your chakras. I feel you, like I feel your chakras. Um, I'm cleaning out your chakras. It's really disturbing, but I
Mhm.
know you need my help. What the hell was I talking about? But it was really felt that way at the time.
Yeah.
And I was telling him, hey, I'm dealing with his anger issues because I'm the the more advanced